Oh, kia ora koutou. I didn't realise I was filming already. It's like, that came up really quickly, Leo. So anyway, so obviously your energy is on fire to get moving. So, and the timing is right, is what I'm getting, okay, for a lot of you is to get moving with something, okay? So anyway, welcome, Leo, to my YouTube channel. I'm Lesley Ormsby, and I'm a psychic medium healer and a teacher of spiritual and mystical things and so much more. And part of that so much more, so for you regulars, you will know that I do these weekly and monthly readings that come through. So there's been a change or a growth, a transformation in, you know, in the way that I'm working with spirit at the moment and what I'm drawn to be doing. So nothing like a change, eh? So, and so you will, like I think I've mentioned in the last one that, you know, that you'll notice the way that I'm working with the cards is slightly different and bringing in a different, some different energies and that are channeling through me to bring through different, different messages. And one of them, these ones, is like the crystals that are that I've been drawn to utilize, okay, as well as a way to assist, that like I use them to assist me in supporting me to as I process things in my life, and you know, even just transitioning through the different phases of how my work flows nowadays as well, and always has been there in some way or form. But I feel like the crystals, and you may be noticing yourself in different tools, have been coming to you to use. You know, different people have come into your life and you've maybe taken more notice of what they're saying, what they're doing, how they're doing it, and so on. Even like like nature, how nature, the seasons are changing, the water flows in the river. So there seems to be like this deeper sense of connection with you, within you and without of you as well. Noticing and observing how the world rocks and rolls, basically. So anyway, so I just want to get back to my intro and on saying that. So just welcome everybody to my YouTube channel. I just want to say thank you to those of you Leos who have subscribed to my YouTube channel. It really helps me to grow my channel, so I encourage anybody here that's not subscribed to subscribe to it now by clicking the subscribe button below, and either now or at the end of the video. And also want to say thank you to those of you who follow me on my Facebook page. If you've come across this video on Facebook, and I just encourage you to like or follow me on there too, to keep up to date if you're more of a Facebooker than a YouTuber, or do both, you know, because there are some things that are in the future that I'm just going to be doing YouTube wise, and just because it takes up a lot of energy and moving them over, so which is why I've kind of gone to, you know, it's like, but I'm just going to still put these weekly ones up on YouTube, Facebook as well. And the monthly ones are going to be coming up, but there's going to be a slight change in them. So, so I just want to say also that these are general reads. So if it doesn't resonate with you, it could be that because this is more of a forecast for you, and you may not be wandering through that story at the moment, and others of you will maybe have a familiarity in the sense that you may be feeling or sensing something's coming up. So this could give you some clarification with what you are intuitively picking up. Others of you would be confirmation about what's going on. It's like, oh yeah, I get that. Okay, cool, thank you. I can move on from that now, or I need to do this or that or whatever. So, and most of it is like really, a lot of it can be like for, you know, like in the now, the healing, as in with these crystal cards and the messages that come through to help you through the future that's coming up in the near future, or in the distant future, which what I mean by that maybe in a couple of weeks time. Okay, so anyway, so I'm using the crystal cards now. I'm not going to be reading from the book. Meaning this is the Crystal Spirits deck that's come through that I'm using at the moment. It's one that I've been quite drawn to, so to bring back in again, and I've shuffled these like very well between each reading. So what I mean by what I'm not reading from the book, I've actually done a little of shuffled and some cards have fallen out. So I've got 3 that have fallen out for you, and I've just quickly done a little bit of research and made a few notes about what each crystal is about. And why I've done that is because some of the crystals in there, I have no idea what they're about. So these are the general benefits and attributes from these crystals that could benefit you by being in their energy or bringing them close to your heart, mind, body, and or soul. Okay, so, and then we have Kuan Yin, who has come around me, come closer into my energy. So she would like to share some messages as well. And I just happen to be going into a metaphysical shop called Infinity in Hamilton, where I work from, 3 days a week. And I just do my appointments from there. And there was a deck there that I was drawn to go and have a see what was there. And there was these Kuan Yin deck of cards that was there. So, and they're really they were different, unusual for me to weigh these cards in the sense of reading them. So I will be reading from that book because I'm not too familiar about what it is, and I just feel like I need to read from what the aspect of who's created those cards for you today. And I can intuitively pick up on them, but it just feels right to read it from the book, okay? And then we'll go touch into some tarot cards as well. So I'm just getting so there could be a lot of changes with you around you at the moment as well. So some of you I feel like are resisting, some of you are like really resisting it, and some of you are like slightly resisting. And what I mean by that is like you may be going like 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. Some of you may be 4 steps forward, 6 steps back, or 10 steps back. But it's like you're just testing the waters sort of thing and how far you feel you can go or move into. So anyway, the first card out for this with the Crystal Spirits Oracle deck is the Moonstone. I love this stone. This is one of my most favorite stones that I have around me, and since when I first started getting into crystals. And I remember buying this moonstone ring, and I've still got this today, and I think I bought that when I was like 15 or 16. And I still have that ring today. So moonstone for me is, I really, like I say, I really love it. And here is a piece of moonstone that I have. This isn't the one that I was talking about, of course. So, and here is another one. So they come in they can come with a little bit of color in it, so as well. But the gist of it, so that one's it's got a little bit of orangey browny color in there as well. So, and this one, and so Moonstone was number 37 in the deck. And so anyway, so I'll read a little bit of what I have pulled up off the internet and pulled together from my own notes as well. So anyway, Moonstone is a stone for new beginnings. It is also a stone of inner growth and strength. It soothes emotional instability and stress, and stabilizes the emotions, providing calmness. Moonstone enhances intuition, promotes inspiration, success, and good fortune in love and business matters, which is really, really beautiful and interesting. The number in the deck it's number 37 in the deck. So 3 for me is about balance, okay? And finding that pivotal point or that axis in whatever it is we're doing in our life. You know, generally when Spirit talk about it, it's in our life. Finding that balance within our mind, body, soul. Our spirit, soul, spirit, whichever way you look at it. So, and finding that balance, which brings us, you know, back to that heart-centered place of that deeper inner knowing, in that space and that sense of who we are, okay? And so that's where that 3 is, you know, balance. So whatever it is that you are working with, it could be balance and specifically for you at the moment, it could be balance in the home, balance in a relationship, balance between home and relationship, could be balance between home and work, you know, energy wise, in the whatever way it is. For some of you, it will be balancing in, you know, in the body, mind, spirit, soul, bringing that together, which is pretty much all encompassing everything around you, finding balance in life, basically. Where do I fit in life? How do I fit in life? And what does life look to me? Where, you know, finding that balance about with everything around you, you know. So, and then 7, you know, is about, is like creation. And that, you know, in learning about ourselves as, or yourself as being, as a creator, and that you are the creator. We are the creator of whatever it was that whatever it is that we want in our life and or don't want in our life. So we're not going to focus on the don't want, because we're going to bring the energy into the do want, or what do I want to be, do and have and or give in my life. And okay, so, and that's where most of us are, like, I would say, you know, like spirit of joy, you know, we're, you know, in some way or form, at some point we've been looking at that in our lives. And so for a lot of you out there, that it may be something to do with that. It's like taking the next step, because there are new beginnings. So with the moonstone showing out, and the moons, and you know, and the numbers 3 and 7, so it's finding balance and knowing, also knowing that you are the creator. So I don't feel like that's any mistake, you know, by putting those two together, for me anyway, today, for you. So, and so you are the creator of whatever is happening in your new phase, in your new beginning of whatever that is in your life at the moment. Then we have number 58. So number 58 is watermelon tourmaline, which is a beautiful combination of pink and green tourmaline that soothes the heart and counters anger and resentment. It's used in, you can use it in meditation. It assists, and it assists with calming the mind and the emotions, allowing us to release stress. Watermelon tourmaline is useful for overriding hysterics or drama with a strong heart-centered energy, which allows us to maintain a calm, balanced state of mind. Okay, so there may be some drama that's around you that you may have accidentally got caught up in, and then you know, and added to the drama with your drama, and you know, and what's, you know what I mean. So it's like, and then for some of you, it may be that yous maybe the ones that have created the drama, and maybe looking at a way to retract it or move through it, process it, allow it to move through, and you know, or fix the problem. Okay. So going back to that creation, you know, we are the creator of whatever it is that's going on around us, and we have the power to create it. Therefore, we have the power to create what it is we want in our life, you know, like, you know, work, jobs, abundance, you know, prosperity, you know, abundance in love, money, finances, you know, health, all that. You know, we, at the end of the day, we are the ones who have created where we are and where we are going. Okay, so I feel like I have Abraham here with me today as well. So there's a blend of energies that are coming through. So number 58 with is watermelon tourmaline. So 5 is about energy. 8 is oh gosh, infinity. So, and knowing that, you know, and realizing that we are infinite, basically. So, and if you look at the infinite, you know, being, it's like, there's that cycle where it never ends, basically. And I'm just seeing it like, because it's interesting, because I saw it as like a racetrack before, and then somebody described it. Oh, it's like that racetrack when they have the cars that are going around. I said, yeah, well, it's infinite, but it depends on how we, and going back to that creator thing, is what that racetrack looks like. Is it a racetrack at all? And it's just energy circling around. And what they're doing is, like, what I'm hearing is, okay, there's a flow of energy, basically. So, but realizing and knowing that we are, you know, knowing that we are ourselves are an infinite being as well. So, and we are the creator, basically, because of what it is we want to do, be, have, or give in our lives, basically, in all areas of life. And I'm just hearing it like how we think, how we behave, shifting, you know, it makes that difference energetically wise, because 5 is about energy, seeing everything as energy and vibration. And so just the way we talk, we speak, there is a vibration. The words that we choose to use, the tone that we choose to put behind it or send it, deliver it with, is vibration, okay? And even like the thought and the feelings that we have and the thoughts that we're putting out there is vibration. We're energetically sending it out. People are feeling it, we feel it, you feel it. So we're all empathic. And so Some of us are more sensitive and than others to feeling and sensing things, and others of us are not, but we still sense it. So it's just so that with the energetic side, it's not so much, it's just being mindful about what we put out, okay? And then the third one, card that's come out is Moldavite. So Moldavite connects us to a higher frequency and a higher consciousness, and can bring about profound experiences and spiritual growth. Moldavite facilitates the revitalization and acceleration of one's path of personal evolution. And its vibration tends to focus in areas where one has blockages or wounds, first clearing these areas and then moving into resonance with one's entire energetic system. Moldavite brings to the surface that which you most need to recognize, honor, integrate, or clear. It is a powerful aid for meditation work and dream work. So very, very powerful energy there. So it's number 35 in the deck. So 3, once again, we're going back to the balance, that finding balance within it and balancing energy, basically. Finding balance within our energy, because 5 is about energy. And balancing what we're putting out as to what, and what we are receiving as well. What we allow ourselves to receive, what we allow ourselves to put out, okay? And just understanding that and tuning into that in the most, you know, in the most loving way we possibly can, okay? Right, now, I'm just going to move to the Kuan Yin card deck now and give that a quick shuffle again. So like I say, I've shuffled all the cards in between, or I might not have said that actually, but I do shuffle all the cards very well between each session, and sometimes I feel like I need to shuffle it again to pull it in, and I like to shuffle with a card. Okay, no, that's not it. Okay, that one didn't fall out, but it was left there, and I'm thinking, no, that's not it. Okay, so I'll shuffle, and I shuffle until the card falls out, or it gets jammed in there somewhere, and I feel like that's the right one to pick. Okay, that's not it. It didn't jump right out. So there is something about moving and molding. Oh, moving and molding. So maybe that you're moving into something new, whatever it is that because it's what you're moving into something new, where it's like you're either molding something brand new, or something brand new is molding you. But it's, and I feel like what they're meaning by that is like there's some information. Well, okay, I'm going to take this. There was like a whole heap that fell out, so I'm just going to like redo that, because there's like 6 that came out there. So, and I only want one, Spirit. I only want one. Okay, oh, okay, there it is. Thank you. Thank you, Kuan Yin. So, I just like, some of you may not know who Kuan Yin is, but she is a Chinese, I can't remember, a Bodhisattva or Sattva or something like that. I can't remember how to pronounce it, but Bodhisattva. I'm probably pronouncing it incorrectly. So, which means that she's a being who has dedicated her spiritual path to the freedom and happiness of all beings. So, and it's like she could have gone over with all the enlightened work that she did and gone into, moved into the next phase, but she chose to stay here, or stay in a certain phase or space where she can be able to help us, okay, or help humanity in their path, on their path in this life. Her sole purpose is to help all humanity awaken to live their divine destiny. Okay, so like Kuan Yin, sometimes it's pronounced G-U-A-N, instead of Kuan Yin. Some say Kuan Yin, so it's like just depending on which part of Asia you relate to her as being. And as a divine being, is originally honored in the Buddhist traditions of East Asia. She is said to have lived upon this earth, and in her passing, to have decided to remain spiritually connected to the earth to help all beings reach spiritual enlightenment. So that's just a brief, overview about her. Obviously, if you're wanting to check out more about Guan Yin, then please, feel free to Google it, of course. So number 9 is the card that is fallen out. So it's Remember Me, the Divine Mother Within. So there is 2 parts here that I will read, okay, to you. Oops. I believe in you. I will never leave you. I will never abandon you. I see the truth of you, and I know you are worthy. No matter how strong and grown up you become, or how vulnerable and small you may feel, I love you, my wild child, my own wild child, divine. Trust in me, the Divine Mother within you, to guide, comfort, and nurture you into the beautiful fullness of your divine destiny. So that's a beautiful message from her. And continuing on with that is, this oracle is a sign from the Divine Mother. She is helping you and guiding you from within now. She has heard your request for help and is responding. Tune into your own inner wisdom and trust yourself. This is the way that you can allow her to help you. If you are opening up to healing work, creative expression, or in any way of putting your voice out into the world in service to love, the oracle comes to you as confirmation that you are meant to do this. If you are a channel or spirit energy or communication for divine guidance, or even seeking to walk the path of spiritual guidance for others, the Divine Mother is acknowledging that she will be and already is working from within you to support your work and to assist others to grow, heal and grow. If you are doubting your ability to mother and care for yourself or others, remember that you have the love of the Divine Mother within you. Trust your connection to Mother Wisdom within. Okay, wonderful. So, if you can, I hope you can understand that. So, and whether you're a male or female, there's the masculine and the feminine side in us, and a mother and a father inside all of us. It's in some way or form. Okay. So I'm just going to go to the tarot. Oh, these 2 fell out first. I'll go to them. So, first of all, we have a 9 of Wands, inner strength. So there's a little bit of something, either resistance or a holding off in some way from inner strength. So we have the 9 of Wands coming here. So in moving forward in something and making, I feel it's because the Wands is typically about movement, and motivation, passion, energy, and new ideas and imagination, along with the spiritual. So very spiritual, energy. So it's like tapping into that, like with Guan Yin, and talking here in the crystals seem to be moving, like you're going into, like talking about you going into a spiritual journey. So I just want to remind you that if you don't have these crystals, just Google them if you don't want to buy them, because there's a lot of crystals out there, or you may have something similar already on hand that you can use. But if you're resonated to just be able to use those, that's fine. If not, then you want to get to those. If you can't get physically get a hold of any, like Google it. That's what I do, and quite often I find a wonderful beautiful image that comes up that I'm drawn to, that just like pops out, or just like sends energy out, and then I end up like not needing to buy one, or not feeling like I want to buy one, because I could channel into there, unless I do want to buy it, and if I'm more drawn to do that, then I will. Okay, so anyway, so inner strength, 9 of Wands. So something is coming to an end of that, where you maybe like you've come to the end of, maybe not to the end of your inner strength, but yes, some of you in some way have, and you may be feeling like, okay, where's the next place here? Like you've not so much used up all your inner strength, but some of you may have. But I feel like the Spirit are talking about it, like looking at it a different way. Like you may have used all your strength of that, but so some of you, where they go, maybe resisting in the sense of like, you know, trying to continue on, like you've missed something, there's something else. And it could be just simply that you are at the end of that. That's it. Of that phase, or that where that cycle, because 9 is completion of a cycle. So you maybe it's just as simple that you end of that cycle and stop reading too much into it. That's kind of where I'm going with that one. And then we have tension and released and 3 of Swords. So that tells me that, you know, the Swords, because the Swords is about thoughts, words, actions as well, around life challenges. It's also about communicating ideas and those thoughts. And making decisions, and it's also asserting your power. So there's a whole lot of things that are in there with the Swords that it's connected to this 9 of Wands. So it's like, I'm feeling like some of you may be like way overthinking it and creating that tension, more tension within the head or in the mind, or what's going on around you, and like, whoa, and, you know, causing more stress than what it needs to be. So it may be that you need to sit down with these crystals, one of them, or one of the ones that resonate with you at home that have similar qualities, benefits, and attributes to them, you know, and sit with them to help shift that, what it is that's blocking you from doing that. And it's either our own ego, it's like saying, you know, because what I'm hearing is someone saying it can't be that simple, but actually, what if it is? So I'm just hearing like, yeah, just like, this is about releasing and letting go, and so you can move into the new. And there's the acceptance of the new is what I'm hearing, that this is what the new thing is, okay, with that. So that's kind of where I feel some of yous are, you know, maybe at that point, and there may be a little bit of, okay, for the lack of a better word that I can't, it's just the word that's coming out is resistance, or not allowing yourself to move forward into that space, okay? So it just means you're going to have to like make a little bit more effort, and you may be not wanting to do that, and yet it's not going away, nothing's changing. So, and that's a foregone conclusion 9 times out of 10 that you need to go that way, or we need to go that way in order to continue like moving forward and, you know, flowing or bringing things back into alignment, okay? And it may be that you don't need to go too far, because you see what the heck, you see what's coming. And that just drew me to a book that I bought many years ago, and it was written by Dr. Phil. And I actually bought the wrong book, but it was the right book in the end. It wasn't the book that I actually set out to buy, which is what I mean by wrong book. And I went and I ended up buying this other book instead. So it's like, okay. And I get back to reading it, and I looked at my paper. It wasn't actually the book that I was set out to buy, but it was the correct book for me at that time. I only got to like page 52, and most of that was like the you know, the pages in that book was, most of it, the first part of it was about the foreword and you know, the and the thanking and everything like that in the book. So in the chapters and what they were about. So and the main thing was cut through the bullshit, was that was the message in that book that I got. And I, like I say, I didn't really feel like I needed to read the rest of the book, because I got the message within the first 52 pages. And most of those pages, like I say, were something else that was not really related to the actual content in the book, what the book was about. Okay, so there's something like, it's like that's all it took for me to figure it out. So maybe you have got, for a lot of yous out there, maybe you have actually got what you need, and it's like, and that's what it is. So allow yourself to move forward. So then we have the 3 of Pentacles, which is popped through, initial completion of work. It was the 3 of Pentacles. So I do feel like some of you, is because there is something like you're working on yourself, and there may be like 3 or 4 phases, but the 3 of Pentacles is there. So 3 phases. And so and it may be something to do with like a okay, some of you I'm hearing like job interview, some of you I'm hearing like contracts, and a process going with that, and some of you I'm hearing about a lawyer, some of you I'm hearing about applications for study, and for funding, and also things like that is kind of where the energy, that's what they're throwing into my mind at the moment. So as well as other things, whatever, you know, it is for you. But so there's some sort of initial completion of work in there, and it's to do around with obviously the Pentacles is about, you know, career, financial wealth and all that sort of stuff, material possessions, work, that sort of, so it's about money, income and that, finances and that. So it could be, you know, something where you're moving, it's to do with that. But it's like allowing yourself to move forward and not putting, you know, overthinking it and putting something in the way when something is actually not in the way. So you're clearing the pathway for that. So then we have the one who, the King of Cups, one who both loves and fears. So the King of Cups, sitting in his throne, got through lots of hard work, of course, but also and through not allowing him to let his emotions get in the way of what he's been achieving, and which is kind of what, so I'm more drawn to the King of Cups is like going into something. There's that energy of going into something, but not, you know, but not having that faith and that trust that actually it's going to work out. So whether it be in a love situation, in a new job or a new work or a new family or a new life or whatever. So there seems to be like there's this a leap of faith, taking a leap of faith in there and not allowing the emotions to get it, and let your fears and your feelings and your emotions get in the way, okay, of whatever this, moving into this new phase of whatever it is. So okay, cut through the bullshit, mate. Cut through the bullshit, Leo. Okay, your own bullshit, that is, of the excuses that you that have putting in there, okay, the blockages, okay. I don't know why, I feel like I want to get moving. This is why, so I want to get another card and like get moving, but it may be, for some of you, it is literally getting another card and moving in life, okay. So choosing, you know, because I mean, yeah, it could be like you're doing your own cards, like get another card, flip the card, and I'm being drawn to this blank deck of cards, you know. There's creating a new, there's a blank slate there, clean slate, to do something for some of yous. Cool. Okay. So anyway, that's all I got for this week, Leo. So which is the 30th today, of Tuesday the 30th of June 2020. So, yeah. Tune into all this beautiful energy that's been shared with you today. Let me see, soak it up and just feel that I'm just hearing, it's not so much seeing, it's like listening to what is going on, your intuition, okay. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there with lots of love, peace, harmony and joy from all of us, and also excitement and adventure, and God bless you, God protect you, and I will see you next week on Tuesday. Okay, bye for now.